Hi Ricochet, how are you?
Hey, great, great, great. How you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
No problem at all.
Firstly, obviously, today is a very sad day for the wrestling world with the passing of Jay Briscoe, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to ask if you had any memories of him and what he meant to you as a wrestler.
Uh, well, I remember we had a couple times we spent together, whether it was over in England or whether it was over in Japan. We had a couple, you know, good times together. But yeah, as a wrestler, man, he like him and his brother. Like I remember watching them back in the day, too, because I started in 2003. So I think they started maybe 2001, maybe I don't remember, but man, I remember watching the Briscoe brothers, man, they were so good. And it just like really like changed tag team wrestling. I don't know. They were just so gritty, but they could do shooting stars and time. And they were just, I don't know, it was nuts. They were wild. And when I first started watching independent wrestling, they were some of the first guys that I started watching. And man, just really changed it for everybody. But as far as a person, yeah, he was so nice, so kind. Like he was always a good time. Like, man, it's really sad.
Well, over the past few months, we've seen with Triple H, becoming head of creative, you've really had a more prominent role on SmackDown. So, what's kind of your relationship with Triple H like, and how much has he like shown faith in you?
I mean, I think ever since even, my NXT days and even probably before that, I think that I don't know, I guess Triple H has always been a pretty decent fan of mine. I think he likes what I do, he appreciates it. And I think he not only that, but he kind of likes the style as well. And I don't know, I think maybe for him specifically, he just, likes it more. But either way, he and I relationship has been pretty good since day one. We've always been pretty open as far as communication goes. And if I ever have an idea or anything, I can, talk to him about it. He's always been pretty open as far as like communication goes. So that's always been pretty great. And even now, like it's still like kind of just like it was when he like was in the head of control creative for NXT. Now that he's created for like the Raw and SmackDown brands, he's still just as open and out there, and he's ready to talk to anybody. And so I think he just wants to get an overall genuine, basically like he wants to get an outlook on everybody's head and see where everybody's at, and then kind of go from there and see what everybody's thinking, and then take all of that and like just make it all get everybody together and then progress the story forward from there. I think he's just really, going about it his own way. And so far, especially for me, but I think for most everybody, I think everyone's pretty general, generally happy with him and the decisions they've been making so far.
What's it like for you kind of getting this renewed opportunity to show what you can do, and how were you feeling kind of in your place in WWE before?
I mean, even before, anytime I had an opportunity to get into the ring, I tried to show everybody what I can do. And whether it was, you know, that hasn't changed for me specifically. I mean, whether it's not I'm getting more segments to show that, or whether it's not I'm getting more time, or whatever the differences are, like anytime before or in the future that I get a chance to get into the wrestling ring, I'm always trying to show everybody. I'm trying to give everything that I got, no matter what. So for me specifically, that hasn't changed, but I guess now it has changed so far. Of I am getting more opportunity and more time to show everybody what I can do, which is always great. You know what I mean? Especially being like an artist, being a creator, being someone who wants to do stuff like that, like getting the opportunities to now create and communicate and get everyone talks and get ideas together. And so things like that is getting better. But for me, I'm still just going to take every opportunity, whether it's big or small, and to continue to crush and continue to make the most out of that. So again, in the future, I will continue to get more and more and more
We
opportunities.
saw you have an awesome match with Gunther recently, and what was he like to work with? And do you enjoy taking on a more like mismatched, bigger opponent?
I mean, I mean, I've obviously known him for a long time now, and he's always actually been great to work with, and he still is. He's a great fellow. He's a great human. Um, except for when he gets out there in the ring. But when he gets out there in the ring, he like totally changes and he just starts chopping me, and it really hurts.
Mhm.
No, yeah, I do enjoy those matches like with the Gunthers and the Sheamus and the Bobby Lashleys and the more physical altercations. I do enjoy those. I don't know if I enjoy like I don't know who I enjoy more like that or like a Santos or Umberto or someone like that, like because they're both so different. And I like the aspects of both of them. I like the physicality and the brutalness of the Sheamus and the Gunthers and stuff, but I do like the speed and the technique and the skills of the other matches. I do like that. So it's hard to pick which one you like more because again, as an artist, you just want to create. So anytime you can get an opportunity to create something, I think is wonderful. So but I definitely do enjoy them. They like when you're out there, there's something about it. You got to kind of be a little crazy to like it, but when you're out there and I don't know, the adrenaline's going and it's just like a battle. You and two guys are just battling. It's I don't know, it's something about it. You kind of got to be a little crazy, I think.
Mhm. Another big guy that you worked with recently was Braun Strowman, worked with and against. So what was he like, kind of given how vocally he feels about what he calls flippy guys?
Braun's been great. So again, I've known Braun for I guess ever since I've been in the WWE, and but he's always been great, and even now you see he's been coming out to help me with the whether it's been Imperium or he's come out to help me with Hit Row or whatever, and vice versa. I've come out to help him in times that he may need a little bit of help. So those things are going great, actually. I mean, it's especially great when you and somebody like a Braun Strowman can be on the same page because it's always nice to have a monster in your pocket just in case, you know what I mean? So things have been great. And I think if he and I can start to, you know, get a little, closer and become a little more together, maybe as a tag team, we might be pretty dangerous.
For you, like you mentioned earlier, like your experiences in the Indies and coming in to WWE, how much did you, especially early on, kind of encounter comments or preconceived ideas about like flippy guys, and how has that changed or gotten better now, like since really the time that Triple H came into NXT and started hiring a lot of more indie talent?
Um, I think that I think that the internet talks more about it than the wrestlers do. I think the internet cares more about it than the wrestlers do. Um, for the most part, everybody in the backstage, they just want to make something together. They want to make a piece of, again, a work of art for you guys. I don't think anyone really cares a style about anyone else. So like if you're really hearing it, it's usually from more of the internet speakers than it actually is the locker room.
You had another excellent match recently with Carmelo Hayes, and he's someone that's been compared to you a lot. How do you see the future for him, having worked with him?
I mean, the sky is the future, and beyond the sky is the future for Carmelo. I mean, I think his future is as far as he wants to go. I mean, obviously, he's shown not in NXT that he can not just hang with some of the best, but he can actually, stand above and he can beat some of the best. Um, whether that's dirty or not, he still gets the victory. And I think he's shown that in the high pressure situations, he can still get the job done. And so, I mean, he's probably going to continue to do that on NXT until his time is right. And I think it's just a matter of when he comes to the Raw and SmackDown brands. I think he takes over. But yeah, dude's so good. He's got character. He's got personality. He's obviously not afraid of the spotlight. Uh, I'd like to get another opportunity at him because I feel like I was wrongfully cheated. But you know, can't harp on the past. Anyways, but no, yeah, dude's a superstar, and he's gonna be a big deal when his time comes for the Raw and SmackDown brand.
Another person that's been compared to you in the past is Will Ospreay, and we've never seen him in WWE, but he did mention recently that he's thinking about doing more in America, even though he loves New Japan so much. So just how could you see him fitting in WWE if he ever made that leap?
I mean, I think Will would fit in anywhere he wanted to go. I don't think it matters what company. I think it just matters where he would like to go, and I think he'll fit in anywhere he chooses. I mean, he's so good, and I think he's obviously shown that he can, again, you know, have the small guy quick matches, have the David and Goliath so-called matches, and have So I think, yeah, again, he's just one of those guys that anywhere he goes, he's just always kind of just fit in and kind of taken over. And so again, the sky's the future for him, and wherever he decides to go, I know he's going to take over. He's going to take it over.
Mhm. And finally, like you just qualified for the Royal Rumble, and you'll be in there with 29 other guys. So who are you most looking forward to facing off with in there potentially that you haven't had the chance to recently?
I would say, like, it's like this is a match where you take anybody that comes out of the aisle. You know what I mean? But really, I'd be lying if it wasn't crazy. The Royal Rumble I was in, when it's like me and Edge, and me and Edge was doing something like that, was pretty cool. Uh, I'm not even gonna lie. I think me and Kane did something one time, which was pretty crazy. But nowadays, I mean, it's not that I have my eye specifically on anyone like specific, but I mean, it's. I think this year it's so up in the air. It's so, I don't know the word. There's a word I'm looking for. The Rumble's so unexpected. Like, I don't like this year's Rumble. I don't even know what. So it's like I'm just trying to get ready for. I don't know what the surprises are going to be. I don't know who's going to come out. I don't know what WWE has planned for the. I don't know what's going on this year. I feel like it's going to be pretty crazy. Um, and not only that, but it's like it's going to be coming off. It's going to be riding the energy from the Raw 30. You know what I mean? So it's like you got Raw 30, and then after you got the Rumble. So there's so much that's kind of happening in one short bit of time. That's kind of what I'm focused on. Not necessarily one specific guy, but it's just all the unexpected aspects of this year's Rumble that I think it's too much to handle.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ricochet.
Thank you. I appreciate it.